knowing where the soft spots are or the dangerous portions of the bridge, do we have to wait for them to fall out before we do it?
Well, some of the end spot and the cracks will show, but these last two surprises.
Okay, so would any kind of, I don't know how you would do remediation if you don't know where the problems are. I guess get out your X-ray vision or something.
The problem that we have is we think concrete is reaching the end of its useful life and it's becoming crummy. We use a common term. That we think is the explanation for these places just falling out as opposed to being hit. We have no impact at those locations, and we were surprised by those. And we inspect the bridges twice a year.
Yes, 6 months on this.
Every 6 months. And when we inspect them, we do everything. We walk them, we look at them underneath, on top, on the bottom, whatever. How people climb up and chisel around and check things and so forth, trying to make sure that the bridges are safe. These bridges have a sufficiency rating, I believe, of 45, 47.
48 on one,
48.
63 on the other.
48 on one, 63 on the other. Anything below 50 qualifies for replacement just under everyday rule, much less than that. To answer the question, I'm going to try to answer the question I think you were asking me. If I don't, I'll try again. 20 plus years is eternity in traffic. In 20 years, we're projecting that we'll have 250,000 vehicles in the store. The congestion we're subjecting the traveling public, the city, the civic center, the residents of the office today is severe at 160. If we do reach a point that we have to hit 50, we think we would have near constant grid line in that area. We believe we can prove that it was worth spending the additional money, get additional lane through, get the geometry in the road that shows on the road for the purpose of dealing with the traffic today, much less with a 10% or 20% increase. So we think it would be worth doing, and what I have said, I've had several conversations with Mayor Bell about this, and what I've said to him, the time period on doing these things is sufficiently long that if there is a organized and strong desire to do them, they can be started. But within 4 years, we believe we can have bridges replaced with structure that improve public safety and also improve traffic circumstances. And if that's available for 16 more years, we think that would be worth it for the traveling public into the city to do that. We think we would save the public an immense amount of time. We have at least 16,000 trucks a day that come through this corridor that go to the line. They're constant. The truck count on I-20 at the Georgia line is within 1,000 of the truck count on I-20 at I-459 on each end of coming to road. The Memphis to Atlanta corridor that we've opened up with I-22 is bringing those trucks through, and that's commerce passing through. That's not the total truck. That's, if you say you've got 160,000 a day, if you had 20% truck count, you'd have over 30,000, and I suspect we count it. But there are these 16,000 that we've isolated in the Memphis to Atlanta route that we desperately need to find a way to move around, but we don't have the capacity on I-65 out of the route interchange to take them down I-65. I don't believe it's reasonable to make them go all the way to Bessemer on 59 and come back up 459. And so we've just got a lot of challenges through this area. But I think it would be worth doing this to mitigate the problem for that period of time. It's not tough to move it somewhere else. And in 15, 20 years, as the exception to the 4F and the environmental justice rules comes if there is no satisfactory alternative.
Well, that was the next question, was about the kind of federal regulations and studies and impact statements that you have to do, impact studies for being in a floodplain and for all of these other issues that we have, how that would impact your timeline.
We estimated that would take 6 to 8 years.
Okay, so that's all been counted into the 23 and the 25.
Man, we go back to even one of the family timelines. There's one that summarizes it. We estimated 6 years on the shorter family route and 8 years on the longer route. Now that is if you could get it done. We honestly believe that we as ALDOT would have difficulty getting that done.
Oh, I have a little bit of concern about the federal money because the federal government doesn't seem to be in very good financial shape, which is one of my concerns about the Northern Beltline, which is a whole other discussion. But if you build a mile of it and there's no more money ever, you're kind of thinking, why are we doing this? So the other concern is just we're doing this with federal money, and if we drag it out 23 or 25 years, where's that money going to be? Or will it still be there?
And I think this, there's no precise answer to the question. But if you don't plan, you'll never be in a position.
Oh, that's true.
And so I think you have to assume if you want to plan something, you have to start with an assumption that some way, if it's a worthwhile project, we find money and we find funds to do it. Otherwise, you get to that time, as we're here today, and you have no plan. Now today we have no money. We're going to borrow that money and constrain our interstate maintenance program statewide for the next 12, 14 years to pay back. That's how we're going to do $360 million. We will have to pay that back over about 14 years, and it will have to come out of our annual budget, which today for interstate maintenance is about $170 million statewide. And so if that payment is not quite 10% of what you borrow, we're going to, we've worked really hard in the last 5 years to try to catch as much of the interstate maintenance as we could. For a while, we borrowed from that to do other things. We've stopped that. And we're doing that interstate maintenance on a consistent level. And you've seen that down. We work on I-20 on both ends of town. Lanes on I-65 to the south. We think that we've reached a point, and what we intend to do really is, for lack of a better term, steal $100 million of that money for that 170 for 1 year, and put it into the project. The MPO is contributing $25 million to the project, and we will borrow the rest of the money to pay it off over 12, 14 years to do that project. That's how we do it. But we think it's something that needs to be done. We think that some alternative, and whatever the interim period turns out to be, is really a necessity.
I'm just thinking about how old I'll be when you finish the Finland version, and I probably wouldn't even be driving the car anymore if I'm still alive. So it's a perspective that, any of us that are not spring chickens would be sitting here thinking, can those bridges last that long while you're doing all this other stuff? I'm just wording out loud.
We think the bridges need to be closed in 2016. That's a year and a half after our initial goal to close the bridges when we started this project. And so we think they need to be closed. We believe that needs to happen. We expect sometime in the intervening period between now and then, we will ask the city to, in effect, stay out from under the bridges. We're thinking about that right now. But that's a step. We don't want this concrete to fall on somebody. And I'm not sure that there's a use underneath the bridges today that justifies that risk over this period of time. So sometime during this year, we probably will ask the city to stay out from under the bridge, not have people parking there. And in places that people walk, we will shore up in order to make it safe. But we think it's a legitimate issue.
Thank you.
Mr. Cooper, I apologize for my tardiness. You may have said this already. However, you and your colleagues are working this field, and you probably have, regardless of the cost, you probably have a suggested option for us. Have you clearly stated today, regardless of cost, what your proposed advice would be moving forward?
In my discussions with the mayor, and probably retains meaningful reservations about our current plan, I've suggested to him that we have no real alternative except to replace or redeck the bridges for safety reasons. For significant safety reasons, I believe we need to replace and expand what structure we have to the extent we can in that area. I have suggested to the mayor that if the city chooses, it can lead an effort to find a path to relocate. And I suggest that because I believe the city would be more successful in doing that than anybody. But I have pledged to the mayor that I will be cooperative with that effort if he chooses to do it.
So,
And I should not personalize that. The city chooses to lead it in whatever form.
so if we look at 6 different options, which one of those options would probably be most advantageous to the city from your perspective?
That's probably something that I really shouldn't offer perspective on, but I will tell you again what I have said in the private conversations. If I were going to pursue this, and if the goal is to change the, shall we say, the environment of the CBD area, I would pursue the long-term alternative, which is more painful and more expensive and more time-consuming. But for something of this magnitude, I believe produces a sufficiently better answer to be worth pursuing. But that would not really be my decision. And it might not end up being any of our decisions, because when you get into that process, there could be something you find that makes one or more of those alternatives not feasible. And so you would really have to evaluate what the corridor options are, what you want to do, and then against what you determine you could do. When you really get on the ground and you find out what the issues are that would block the path and impede the path sufficiently that you choose to take another path. Or what we do nothing that does not have collateral damage. And I do not mean to be crass, but every dot that was on those maps is damaged at some point. It's not even fair to call it collateral damage, it's just outright damage to other people. You would have to evaluate that. You would have to really get on the ground and get much more precise than we've been able to do in a few months. What that damage is, how those people, how those neighborhoods, how those businesses would want to react to that damage, how they could react to it, what the limits would be. And that's why we estimated it would take 6, 8, 9 years to do that. There are people who are trained to do that. There are people who have done that for us and for other state DOTs and for other cities who could assist you with that. It'll cost some money, it'll take a lot of time, and it'll take a lot of persistence and dedication. But if it is deemed worthwhile for the city to accomplish, I think the most likely way to accomplish it is for the city to lead that effort and how about to cooperate with it as opposed to the normal reversal of that. Because I believe the city would have more of a potential of succeeding in the effort than our.
My last question, sir. I found in some of the development that we're doing in our central business district, in light of the varying soils that you mentioned earlier, that we've got some issues when it comes to building in Birmingham Central Business District. There's much water, springs, and things like, City Hall sitting on probably a river now, and trying to tap, drill caissons down 15 to 20 stories to get footing on something. I know the area right there by the old Thomas School off of Finley. Back when I was a boy, they took that lake and covered it and just put trash and debris and what have you and put dirt on top of it. And then over the years, it just bubbled back up, And there are many areas in the city like that. Have you taken that into account? Whether it's on the long Finley route or the short Finley route, some of those areas that, might be rock, clay, or soil. I mean, there's just so much variance of what we deal with from the construction perspective.
Well, I referenced that in particular in relation to sinking. Surface and elevated roads are not as problematic as high-rise buildings are. They have their challenges, but they're not as problematic. I mentioned that we think there would be meaningful issues with the old quarry or whatever it was at Finley. I moved here in 1970, started my career here. Stayed here until 84, was away until 91, and then back until 2000. I remember in what was originally called the First National Southern Natural Building, and now Regents, and the Silver Class building was under construction. We were the first or second tenant to move into that building in November of '71. At the other end of town, just across the railroad track, what came to be known as the Daniel Building, probably now what they're called the Thomas Building, I guess, they're saying on it. That building was under construction, and multiple foundation subcontractors went broke trying to put a foundation on that building. On the other hand, diagonally across the street from the First National Southern Natural Building, they tore down the old Tugwater Hotel and built what came to be called the Regents Building on that foundation. It was so solid after they tested it, which shows you a little bit of the problematic nature of our soils just from one side of the street to the other. And I think Tugwater has been built, I'm not sure if they were in the late 1800s or early 1900s. Of course, Tugwater was built better than anybody anticipated. They started out being imploded, did not set off enough dynamite, blow it down, and tear down the wrecking plant. Resulted in a huge suit for the honor of Whoppery restaurant. You had to walk under the wrecking ball to get Whoppery, and most of us would do that for about a year and a half. So it is an issue, and we think it would be a potential issue. I wouldn't say it's a game breaker, but it would be a challenge, and it would cost you some money to deal with some of those areas. In particular, if you did the longer Finley route, we would try to avoid the quarry right there at the current Finley interchange and move a little off of it. But you're going to get right back into the quarry that way when you try to get back across the interstate. So you would have those issues. We think those could be dealt with with time and money, but we think it would take a good bit of both.
Thanks.
I do have a couple questions. What is the proposed age limit when you had said that the current structure is pretty much at its age limit? So what would be the age limit to modifications on the bridge replacement program?
They could do it two types. They could be functional or they could be physical. Functionally, if you just replace the current bridge structure, it's at an unsatisfactory level of service capacity. And so it would be, from a functional standpoint, unsatisfactory at this point. If you look physically, it probably would extend that line 20 to 30 years physically with the existing superstructure If you build it, you probably gain another physical life in another 40 to 50 years.
Okay, and that.
The functional life of that, may not be that long.
From the numbers.
We think you would reach an unsatisfactory level of service somewhere in 20 to 30 times.
So we'll start together. So leads into my next question is, I know we're looking at this report where my support falls, but what about simultaneously pursuing a rerouting? Meaning, what if we went forward with the total replacement and then at the same time started putting all our ducks in a row to pursue a rerouting along that center corridor? Okay, and that way we would cover the aspects of the immediate situation as well as the plan for the future, because the functionality will be timing out about the time we achieve the rerouting.
You just have to be prepared to spend the money and the time. It would take to engage the consultants, commit your people, ALDOT people, whoever it might be, coordinate and work with them. It probably would be difficult to get that federally funded because you have a satisfactory route from functional standpoint with the one who was built. And so that would probably have to be an effort independent of federal funding for some period of time. Ryan, did I say that correct? Correct.
And I wasn't looking at the construction, probably.
No, I'm
all our
talking
studies
about,
we
I'm
can
talking
get
about
done.
the environmental.
Right.
And then if you got, if our estimates are close and you got 6, 8, 9 years down the road, you had an environmental corridor cleared, then you could pursue the funding of the actual acquisition of right-of-way, relocation of utilities, and construction of right-of-way. The expenditure to determine if you can establish a corridor is probably measured under 50 million, certainly, probably in the 20 million range, you get. 20 million might be a good estimate over 6 or 8 years for that. Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, yes, Councilor Evans.
I'm sorry, I have just one other question, and that is, I just wanted to confirm something that I thought I heard you say, but I'm not sure. Did you say that in 2016, you would feel that you had to close the current bridges section that's falling apart? And if you closed it, where would all the traffic go? Just drive through downtown Birmingham until they could find another on-ramp?
If you close, and the best analogy I can give is the closures we've done, 5920 on the 2 ends. And what we have found is if you close a road, that causes these things to happen. People who can go another way do that. And they do that in varying degrees. So, for example, if you close it, you might very well cause the Memphis to Atlanta traffic to revert to the Tennessee route that they used to follow, which is to leave Memphis State about I-40 National and I-24 across to Chattanooga and I-75 down to Atlanta. The current route is about 90 miles closer to come through here. And Birmingham, whatever we may think our problems are, probably is less onerous to get through than the combination of Nashville and Chattanooga. And our terrain is less forgiving. They don't have to go up and down the Cumberland Plateau, which they do in Tennessee. And so some of that traffic would probably just simply go another way. The local traffic will find its level. Some will try to come in the way they have. Some will take alternative routes farther out. And so an alternative route, if you were coming in from east, would be to take 459 either to 280. Questionable as that might be. Well, let me tell you what we found. A lot of people that we anticipated would go 459 to 59 coming in on the 20 closure, took 459 to 20 to 280. And so, for me to tell you where they're going to go is maybe an educated guess, I'm not sure if I have an educated guess. But the things that will happen, some people will just simply not go. Some people will go a different way. People will limit their trips, not make as many trips, who are maybe making multiple trips. Your local truck traffic will find alternative paths and come through a different way. So, for example, a lot of trucks will come up Kennedy down Maryland to get over to 31st Street. From the other end, they can get it.
We're just, just finishing I-22, and then we would close off where the traffic was going, or at least a portion of it. So it was closing, having to close that in 2016 while we figure out how much longer we're going to spend, just seems like a real mess.
Well, it is a real mess, but it's a real issue.
Yeah, a lot
And
of
involves real people and their safety.
Well, thank you. And I really appreciate you being here today, because some of us will be at that public hearing, but we know that we need to let the public speak rather than people listening to their elected officials drone on and ask questions. So, I really appreciate you being here.
We're very welcome. You're welcome.
And, the last question I was gonna ask, and I know I heard this in the beginning, but I didn't really catch it. Meaning, I don't think anyone else really, the question of when you do have to close the bridges during that construction time, building those ramps ahead of time is gonna allow for diversionary tactics around construction closure.
Not totally, but to a significant extent. And what it will primarily do is we believe we can provide local traffic. For example, if you're trying to come from Bessemer to work in downtown Birmingham, we're going to do our best to keep open the 17th Street ramp in one modified form or another, so that you can, for the vast majority of that time, come to the point that you can't come through the CBD, but you can get on that ramp and reach downtown. And by the same token, provide a way to leave downtown and access the interstate. That might be the alternative here and the I-65. Even on the south side, might actually go in there and come back through without interchange. From the east, we'll try to do the same sort of thing. So if you're trying to come downtown, we'll do our best to try to keep you access through some modified part of the infrastructure. And in time, we may have to go backwards on some of that. We might build a down ramp and temporarily build it where you can go up. We might build an off ramp we can temporarily build to get you across the lawn. But we'll have traffic control plans. We'll try to do that to the maximum extent we can. When I was gone from Birmingham, I lived in Knoxville. And I happened, well, I tried to retire through my age. Several times I visited old friends in Knoxville, and they did this with I-40 through Knoxville at that time. For those of you who may remember that path, I-40 was constrained to 2 lanes at each end of downtown Knoxville by buildings right against it. And when I lived there was an assumption we'd never be able to fix it. But they found a way to do it, and they kept 1 lane in Knoxville, that's east and west. They kept 1 lane from east and 1 lane from west, open to and out of downtown continuously. And every 2 weeks it would be a different one. They'd shift the traffic over and build something, keep on the old, build some new, move over to the new, rework part of the old, and that's the way they did it. And then as they rebuilt the interstate itself, they had more space than we did for most of we did most of that. And so they were able to keep 1 lane most of the time on the old interstate. But they started working in the 600s and a lot until you have constrained those. So that's what we're saying by trying to do that. So a truck couldn't come through on that road. We wouldn't allow that. But we would try to allow downtown commuter traffic out a way on the interstate system to and from downtown.
I'm looking forward to seeing you, especially for the trucks.
Well,
Which is only one obvious.
it'll be a challenge.
Yes, it will.
It'll be a challenge.
Well, thank you so much for being here, for presenting this information to us. If any other councilors, if we have any other questions, we'll forward them to you, so you can ask them expeditiously. And we look forward to seeing you on the 28th at St. James Missionary Baptist Church.
I'm not sure, same thing.
church before.
Same church as before, and that's from 4 to 7, correct?
Right.
Actually, the open period start earlier than 4. Starts at 4.
4 to 5 open, 5 to 6.
4 to 5 open, 5 to 6 for discussion, 6 to 7 open.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, and thank you for Mr. Davis and
Taylor.
Mr. Taylor. I emailed this morning. So thank you all for being here and providing this information to us.
Thank you.
And this will be adjourned.